You've probably already heard that Apple is switching over to USB-C on their iPhones, but you haven't heard their master plan of how they're gonna make the most amount of money, and this is unfortunately gonna suck for us. Now, before I explain how Apple is gonna make so much money with USB-C, I've gotta show you guys the renders or CADs of the iPhone 15 lineup. It started off with the exclusive CADs, the real case CADs, the official ones from Max Weinbach, posted on 9to5Mac, showing the brand new redesign with thinner bezels on the front. It still has flat sides, but now they curve into the glass for this awesome new look and design. But the main takeaway is USB-C has been confirmed, along with that crazy big camera bump. And then we had Ice Universe with the 15 Pro Max, CAD files also showing USB-C. Then we had Unknowns21 on Twitter showing off an actual image of the regular iPhone 15 with the dynamic island and the new curved redesign. But most important of all, we have an official image of the USB-C port on the bottom of the iPhone 15. And then finally, of course, we have the iPhone 15 Plus renders revealed just last week with USB-C on the bottom. So this basically confirms that the entire iPhone 15 lineup will remain the same as we have with the 14 lineup, but with USB-C. But there is gonna be some massive changes in the way that Apple pulls it off. Now, first of all, I do wanna say that people were in disbelief about USB-C because people know that Apple made a ton of money from Lightning. Yano on Medium.com estimated that Apple was making $43.5 billion on Lightning cable sales alone, and that is of course using their MFI system. Now, before we move on, I've got to show you guys the best pair of shoes I've ever had in my life from Vessi, which are completely unique because they're 100% waterproof while using a knit material called Dymatex. But the crazy thing is that they're actually also very light, warm, durable, comfortable, and breathable all at the same time. They're very grippy on the bottom, so I've been wearing them all winter in the snow, and it actually snowed this morning, and I snowblowed my entire driveway while wearing the Vessis, getting a bunch of snow on them, and my socks were completely dry all day. Not only that, but because they're waterproof, I can literally rinse them off and clean them under the sink, and the inside stays fully dry. In fact, I like these so much that I told my wife I would never daily wear a different brand of shoe again. And I bought her 2 pairs like these slip-on boots, which she loves, and they've got a bunch of different options on the side as well. So check out these Vessis and other styles at vessi.com/maxtech and use the code MAXTECH to get 15% off your entire order today. So back in October, when Apple actually did an interview and said that obviously we have to comply with the EU's new USB-C rules, they basically confirmed that they're switching to USB-C. That was a huge surprise, but guess what Apple is gonna do to circumvent all of this? Shrimp Apple Pro just posted that yes, USB-C with MFI is happening, and Foxconn, Apple's main manufacturing supplier, is already in mass production with accessories like the EarPods and cables. So somebody asked him, what's gonna be the difference between MFI and stock standard USB-C? Well, he said cables with no MFI will be software limited in data and charging speeds. And they asked, will Apple's MFI cables work with Android phones? Yes, in theory they will, because it's still PD charging. And then even further this morning, he said it's gonna be basically the same as Lightning MFI and how it all works right now. So what does all of this mean? Well, it means that Apple is getting their money. Regardless of Lightning, USB-C, it doesn't matter. Apple is forcing you to use MFI if you want the best experience, and they're gonna get paid for it. And to further explain how it works, if you have an accessory maker that wants to make a fully supported accessory with a new USB-C port meant for the iPhone, like let's say a game controller, anything else like that, they're gonna have to pay Apple a fee to unlock the full performance. So essentially, if you have a bunch of USB-C cables laying around and you're like, yes, I'm finally upgrading to the iPhone 15, it has USB-C, I'm gonna use all these cables, it's gonna be amazing. Well, you're gonna have a limited experience because according to Shrimp Apple Pro, USB-C cables without the MFI badge may have the data transfer and charging speed limited. And this is a really big deal because the iPhone 15 Pro is rumored to have a Thunderbolt port with significant advantages over Lightning. So for example, we could get 40 gigabit per second transfer speeds with Thunderbolt 3, while currently Lightning is literally limited to USB 2.0 speeds with only up to 480 megabits. That's literally 83 times faster if the iPhone 15 Pro actually gets Thunderbolt, and that's only if you're using Apple's MFI USB-C cable. That's gonna be more expensive. So back in November, Ming-Chi Kuo did confirm that only the 15 Pro models are gonna support the higher speed data transfers, which might not even mean Thunderbolt. Maybe it's just the basic USB 3.2, which is also very, very fast. But the downside is that he says the standard 15 and 15 Plus might still just support USB 2.0 the same as Lightning, and that is absolutely terrible. So if you're wondering how all of this is gonna work, well, let's look at Apple's current wireless MagSafe chargers that they have right now. Most of the third-party accessories that you see online, like on Amazon, they have magnetic charging support, but it's only limited to 7.5 watt charging. Now, however, there are some other products that do support the fastest charging, like this one from Nomad or this one from Anker, but they are expensive, partly because they have to pay Apple a licensing fee and they have to buy the actual 15 watt MagSafe coil package or unit to use for those expensive accessories. So essentially, you're gonna have to buy an Apple MFI certified Thunderbolt cable if you want those transfer speeds on the 15 Pro models, assuming they get that feature. Otherwise, any regular cable is gonna give you slow transfer speeds. And now on the charging side of things, it's been confirmed that the 13 Pro models and the 14 Pro models are limited to 27 watts of fast charging. So what if Apple gives us the new iPhone 15 Pro models with 40 watt fast charging, but only if you use their cable? Now, of course, they're gonna include a cable in the box, most likely, but when you go to buy a new one, a replacement one, or if you use some kind of other USB-C cable lying around like at your friend's house, you're not gonna get the full fast charging. It could just be limited to 27 watts, or it could be even worse. What if they keep it at the same 27 watt fast charging limit, but they bring it down to 20 if you're using a third-party USB-C cable? So just look at all these cables you could be using at these lower prices, and you've got Apple's version right here, $19, the most expensive one. You're gonna have to pay that to get the fastest charging and transfer speeds. And now let's get into the Apple business side of things. How does Apple make money, and exactly how much do they make? Well, for all of Apple's MFI certified accessories, like for example, the Lightning port itself or the cable, Apple charges a flat $4 rate per connector. So when you see an official MFI Lightning connector on a device or on a cable, the manufacturer had to pay $4 per connector, which is kind of a lot, because if you take a look at Amazon at all these cheap USB-C cables, they're gonna be even more expensive. They're not gonna be able to get this cheap because the companies have to keep their profit margins, so all of the official MFI cables will be more expensive. And this doesn't just apply to Lightning cables and connectors, they're doing this for everything, like their Apple Watch charger modules that they have, car keys, AirPlay, gym kit, home kit, iPod, MFI game controllers, and of course their MagSafe case module and charger modules, and that is where Apple is going in the future. I believe that we're gonna have 3 years of USB-C iPhones at least, and as soon as 2026, we might get a fully portless iPhone. No port, no USB-C, no Lightning, no port at all on the bottom. It's just gonna use wireless MagSafe charging. And as you can see, these things are expensive. $34 on sale for an official 15-watt MagSafe charger, and Apple's gonna be making their money with wireless MagSafe, just like they're doing with Lightning right now, and they're about to do with USB Type-C, making a bunch of MFI royalties. And the way it's gonna work is with this official Apple patent, which shows off wireless MagSafe, but with data transfer included, as you can see in this patent image right here, using light to transfer data to a different MagSafe puck that connects to your computer. That's how they're gonna get it done. And of course, they're gonna make a ton of money because these chargers are expensive, $34 on sale. So they're gonna be making money on this, just like they're doing with Lightning right now, and they're about to do with MFI USB Type-C. The house always wins. Apple always wins. No wonder they're switching to USB-C on their iPhones. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely click the circle above to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.